To everyone, I am in such a good mood. It is such a beautiful day today, as I'm sure you can see from the sky above me. It is good afternoon. I have just finished wrapping up my previous vlog. You would have seen I went out for lunch with my grandparents, had a bit of a chit chat with you all, and now I am going to feed up the ducks before I start work, get them ready for their evening meal, and then head off to my own evening work for tutoring. Hi Saoirse, hi Phoenix. Phoenix, you have gotten so big that you look as though you are almost the same size as Saoirse. And you know what? I used to think you were a boy because you had such a large flick at the end of your tail like male ducks do. But right now you look the same as Saoirse. And I'm starting to think we have two girls. That could be interesting. Well, aren't I smart going to feed the ducks in white jeans? Hi, are you hungry? Yes, I know you want food, even though you have food, not much, but you want peas, don't you? I know you two want peas. Yep, like they've never eaten in their life. As soon as they see peas mixed in with their feed, that's it. They go nuts. All right, look at these guys and how much they love. Hey, leave some for Phoenix. Phoenix, peas. Saoirse's going to eat them all. Oh, you lost your chance. They love peas more than they love anything. Even more than they love water. And ducks love water. That was my finger. Thank you. Thank you, Phoenix. No more peas, huh? So you're not interested? But aside from my poor choice in jeans, my shoes, as you can see, and I have mentioned a couple of times now, are honestly the best. Gumboots that look like normal footwear has been quite the good choice. Hello, ladies. Hi, Jemima. Hi, Luna. Hi, lovelies. You're still as scared as ever, you poor things. It's lunchtime. Jemima first up. Come on, Luna. There we go. See? It's lunchtime. Oh, lovely ladies. There is nothing nicer than coming up from work and seeing that a baked dinner is waiting. Whoops! Well, you get the idea, is waiting for you. Oh. And of course, some toom on the side. Good morning, everyone. As you can see, it is very early in the morning and also very cold, so I have my hoodie up because I need to keep myself warm. And also, I should mention, although you won't know this for a while, I was meant to upload my vlog last night and there was absolutely no internet in the entire area for any provider. So now I need to go and try and upload it this morning. Fun times. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I am currently on the way to the post office again. If you just watched my previous vlog, you'll know that just yesterday I was already at the post office when I went out for lunch with my grandparents to pick up a Wi-Fi modem. I mentioned that there has never been Wi-Fi in my home and I'm finally coming around to setting it up. And I have accidentally realized this morning that the package I picked up was one of two. So that means I now need to quickly rush back, go get a second package, because without, I cannot have Wi-Fi installed. So he is meant to arrive between 8 and 12 p.m. It is currently 9:30. Hopefully he's a bit on the later side because I have somewhat of a drive to get there and back. And I hope that I will be back before he arrives with all his tools, because I obviously he can't set it up without both. So I just can't believe this wasn't made apparent to me yesterday. Anyway, all is good rather that ends well. Is that how the saying goes? All is well that ends well. I'm going to stop talking. Well, that was a complete waste of time. So, long story short, I showed her the 2 notifications, the 2 separate tracking numbers. She had a look at everything and she said to me, I can't explain to you why there are 2 separate tracking numbers. I assume it's probably because one was for the post office and one was from the company itself. Anyway, but she said to me, it's the same item. She said, you've already collected it. Brilliant. So, completely came for nothing, for no reason. It's fine. Better to be safe than sorry, right? Isn't that how the saying goes? So I rang home and there's no one there yet to do the installation. So not that it makes a difference because I haven't got a second item to bring back. Anyway, what a wonderful start to my work time. Because it was already, as you can see, I'm already dressed, ready for the day. I was downstairs about to start work. Yeah, completely jumbled that around, my routine. Anyway, all good. All is well that ends well. I just had a thought that I realize is something that might benefit you all if I share it. So I'm driving home and this man in front of me, and I know it was a man because I drove past and saw, but just stopped in the middle of the road. The traffic behind him, traffic in front, and it's an 80-kilometer zone. So that's extremely dangerous. Anyway, I beeped and I kind of now, upon reflection, although I know that is legally what you're supposed to do in scenarios such as that, but do you know, sometimes, and I think this is my age kicking in, where as you know, you reach your 30s, you start to mature in ways you wish you had when you were younger. But you know, as they say, hindsight is a wonderful thing. But I had a thought. My reaction doesn't necessarily change anything about the situation. I could have just as easily overtaken and just moved on with my life and left them to whatever it was that was the problem. And instead, all I did was in that moment change the energy that I had from, you know, trying to get my Wi-Fi installed and heading home, which was a calm and collected one, to now me being momentarily but instantly irritated because somebody has, what you know, from what I've perceived, done the wrong thing. But had I just been more patient and had I just been a little bit more reserved in my reaction, I think there's a saying I heard not too long ago where you don't react, you respond. I think, no, I'll have to double check that, but basically the implication of the saying was that you think before you react as opposed to just instinctively reacting. Because now, as a consequence, my emotional state changed, and as somebody who's trying to focus on more of a positive energy within my inherent personality, I realized that things like that, if I change my response, I would improve, especially when you consider my mental health, I would improve greatly. Anyway, I just thought it might be a nice bit of a conversation point to share with you all, to see if any of you feel the same way. It would be really nice, I think, if I learned to respond to things a lot calmer. I'm already, what I consider anyway, a calm person in terms of my responses and interactions with people. I know I can be quite boisterous and bubbly. I'm not saying that I'm a calm person in general, but in terms of my interactions with people, I'm usually quite, I would like to think, nice, but I think I can work on it and make myself nicer. And I fully appreciate that not everyone here is religious, and that's totally fine. But what I want to say, I'm just prefacing what I'm about to say with that, but what I want to say is, as a Christian, and you don't even need to be Christian, to be honest, to say or think this, but as a Christian, that is probably something I should be doing anyway. I should be a lot calmer in my approach. I should be a lot more considerate and empathetic, and my first thought shouldn't be a negative one, or you know straight away wanting to accuse someone of being in the wrong. My first thought should be more one of kindness and consideration. Anyway, food for thought. Anyway, now that I am back home, this is my outfit for the day. Same thing as yesterday, minus the big cardigan that I had on. I don't need it at the moment, although I am sure the closer I get to work, as in tutoring work, I will need it. I have, though, changed my jewelry. I had those turquoisey looking hoops on yesterday. I've come to realize I'm not a hoops person. I really tried to wear them yesterday because I've had them for years and probably worn them twice, if that. And I want to get use out of my stuff. I'm very fortunate to have a lot of stuff and I want to get use out of it, but I've realized actually I don't like them. I might give them to my grandmother. I'm sure she'll get a lot more use out of them than I will. So I changed them to my little hoops with the pearl drops at the end. I was wearing my St. Christopher pendant yesterday. I have swapped it out for my lovely golden snitch from my grandparents. And yeah, everything else after that is the same. I'm back in the car. So Wi-Fi is successfully installed. The only little hiccup was I spent a solid 10 minutes trying to figure out the password of the Wi-Fi modem, because I've always understood that passwords for these modems were written on the bottom of the device. And your man that installed it, the technician said to me, if you know your password for your account with the company, then you can go into your phone and connect the Wi-Fi. So no problem, perfect. And it kept saying it wasn't accepting my password. So then I tried resetting my password 3 times, only to then go, do you know what? It's not working. I know that the password that was originally installed is the correct password because I log all my passwords. I'm a teacher. I like to consider myself to be quite organized. So I said, why don't I just go and check the bottom of the Wi-Fi modem and see if there's a password there? There was a password there. Anyway, it was only 10 minutes, so it's all good. Lucky I copped on quickly. I don't know how he came to the conclusion that he did. Anyway, that's beside the point. The Wi-Fi has successfully been installed. Now I am back in the car because whilst the Wi-Fi was being installed, I was doing some lesson planning for my students and realized that I am now out of ink. Now I normally get my printer ink online because it is significantly cheaper. And if anybody doesn't know, if anybody doesn't already do this, I use InkStation. I think it's inkstation.com or something like that. InkStation nonetheless. If you Google it, I'm sure, oh look, there's a dog. Oh, I want a dog. If you Google InkStation, you should be able to find it anyway. And they are so much cheaper. I'm pretty sure, I'll double check now when I get into the shops. I'm pretty sure they're half the price, if not less. But I have no choice now because I have to get some stuff done before I start work. So work will obviously start as soon as school finishes, so I don't have long left. And yeah, that's your update. We now have Wi-Fi. So I very quickly just showed you where I was getting the ink. And as you can see, it was just over $41 to buy just the black ink. Whereas online previously, I have bought all of the colors. So I think they give you 5 ink jets. So 2 black and then the blue, pink and yellow. And I have bought all of them for $55. So this is why I suggested, and I thought I should share, buy ink at inkstation.com. Now I realize I live in a time where people seldom print at home, unless of course you're like myself and you're a teacher, or in any other profession that requires regular printing. Anyway, just thought if it's at all helpful for anyone, I just thought I'd share that. And now it is time for me to head back home, get ready for work. I have my first student in 2 hours, so I'm glad that the Wi-Fi didn't take too much of the day because I assumed that it would. And I've got some lesson planning now that I've got my ink. Good morning, everyone. Would you look at that beautiful sky? Happy Wednesday, happy and I was full sure of myself too. Happy Thursday, everyone. As you can see from the way that I am dressed, it looks as though it is quite a cold day, and at present it is just gone 9 o'clock in the morning. I have a doctor's appointment in 10 minutes to which I am on the way to. And because of how early it is in the morning, it is still quite cold, but it is meant to be 21 degrees today. So although I'm wearing a turtleneck and a rather big cardigan at the moment, I dare say in a couple of hours, in typical Australian fashion, I will be quite overdressed. So, but until then, I will be nice and rugged up because, like I mentioned, I'm out of the house on the way to the doctor. I told you guys in my last vlog that I went for a walk for the first time in 2 weeks. And during the time where I wasn't walking, the pain that I have at the top of my muscles, the top of my thigh muscles, had gone away. The pain that the doctor thought might have been arthritis, well, that pain went away. So I went for that walk for the first time, and the next morning, I don't think I updated you all yet, the next morning my legs were in utter pain. So needless to say, there is definitely some muscle issue, and I am now going to report my findings to the doctor and then head back home for another work day. I can't believe how fast the work week, the week in general, the days go. Like, does anybody else resonate with the notion that time flies? Like, more than usual, I mean. I know we say this all the time, but truly, I mean it. Like, I cannot emphasize enough how fast time is going. And my grandmother warned me that once you leave school, every year after that, your time feels as though it is going faster and faster and faster. And she's so right. In 2 weeks, we will be halfway through the year. We will be halfway closer to Christmas. So there is a positive to it. Mrs. Claus will be back out to play. But nonetheless, time is going by really fast, which has its pros and cons. Anyway, also, before I get to the doctor, I wanted to tell you, and I'm not sure how well you can see it in this lighting, I jinxed myself, if you can call it that, because I mentioned to you guys that I've been getting no acne, none whatsoever. Yesterday, this wonderful thing, critter, mountain, molehill, whatever you want to call it, showed up on my face, and this morning it was quite bad, and it was pussy this morning, and I've had to drain the pus out. I didn't exactly pop it in the ordinary way. I used a pimple popper, but I just drained the pus out rather than popping it and then the skin breaking and opening up completely. So anyway, which is good timing because I had never thought I'd say that about acne, but good timing because when I get to the doctor, I can not only update her on my legs, but I can also ask for a referral to a dermatologist, because I think enough is enough. My skin has gotten significantly better, 100%, thank God, but there's still some underlying issue. Now, obviously the cleaner diet has helped immensely. I'll put a photo here of what my face looked like a year ago when I first started this, cutting out processed food situation. But I still haven't cracked the code yet. Granted, I've only got one at the moment. Like I said, the rest is all just scarring at present, but still, I haven't had any processed, ultra processed food, I should say, for this to have come out. I think the only thing I had is I've had a lot of banana bread lately, which I've made myself, but there's a lot of sugar in it. So maybe, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. All I can do is guess. I have no idea what to think. Anyway, I'm off to the doctor and I shall see you all after that. Back home, that was a very interesting doctor's appointment. I will update you, but overall, I suppose I could just update you now, but I'll just keep it brief because talking to you like this, I think, is never really that efficient. Essentially, I need to do some more stretching and exercise on my upper legs before I take the step of going to an exercise physiologist to figure out what's wrong. I've been given a referral as well for my acne, but I have rung her when I got back home, and the first available appointment is mid-November. That's 6 months away. specialists in this country, and perhaps people around the world can relate, I don't know, but specialists in this country, no word of a lie, you have to wait half a year to a year if you're a first time visitor. Anyway, this is my outfit. I have changed it up a little bit. It kind of looks a bit funny when I close it up like that. I've changed it up a little bit, so I have essentially finished getting dressed for work now that I've come home. I've changed my cardigan from the white one that I had on before into this green one, and this is the look. It's very, very cold, and I know a lot of people are going to laugh because it's 20 degrees, but I feel cold. I have tights on under my skirt to combat, and I've put on a hair scarf. I didn't have one on this morning. So gold accessories, the pendant that my father got me a couple Christmases ago matches perfectly with my top, and this is the look for today. All right, going for a brown and blue vibe today. Granny loves her jeans and those navy shoes. She's got, I don't think anyone has seen this top yet, Granny. She's got a nice blue collared shirt with a blue top underneath. It's, this is one of Granddad's old shirts. Lovely. And there's some, if you can see, blue stripes in it. So hence the blue underneath. Very nice. And we've got our white pearls on again today. And of course, a little blue stud and a blue scrunchie. Very nice, Granny. I hope you're nice and toasty now. Now, after a very long and very productive day, thank God, it is time for work. Tutoring work, I mean, because I've been working all day. As you can tell from the lighting, apologies, I will get better at this. I'll probably start having to carry a little portable ring light with me or something just to up the quality of my vlogs. But I have just finished work for the day. And first thing I want to say is it has been quite a productive day, which makes me very happy. I'm one of those people that kind of gets their energy from feeling very productive. Second thing I want to say, that looked like 5. Second thing I want to say, I'm probably going to wrap the vlog up around here. I might show you what we're having for dinner, which is nothing fancy, just salmon. And then, which actually that is quite fancy when you consider the price tag on it. I love salmon. I just lost my train of thought because I digressed so much. Oh yeah, so I'm probably going to leave the vlog here. And now I believe the vlog is only around 20 something minutes now, because when I've done my editing up until this point, it was only at 21 minutes, and I'm not going to talk for another 9 minutes now in order to make it a half hour. And somebody commented on one of my videos, I think it was recently, where they said, or commented rather, that they wished my vlogs were longer. I'm very sorry that then coincidentally the following vlog is even shorter now than the previous vlog. I will do my best to try and vlog more, but I kind of feel like I vlogged the most eventful things. And as you can see, the last 3 days haven't even been that eventful. I feel like this vlog has been rather the car chronicles with Berna. To be honest, I feel like that's what this vlog should be called, because I spent majority of this vlog in my car talking to you guys. But however, hopefully the next couple of days will be more eventful. Tomorrow is a Friday, and I do have an eventful weekend coming up actually, so that will be exciting. Anyway, I will leave this here. I will show you guys what I'm having for dinner afterwards. But until next vlog, I hope you all have a wonderful time and enjoyed as much as you could this little simple vlog. Much love, everyone, and God bless. And that's dinner. There's the salmon, Middle Eastern rice, and a little bit of a quick salad. Very nice. All right, bye.